let me get to Grayson Allen, who was suspended for an indefinite amount of time. And people are freaking out because Grayson Allen played last night for the Duke Blue Devils. Now, some of it is just your natural hatred of all things Duke. It's very normal, right? Who do we hate? The biggest celebrations every year are when Notre Dame loses their first game in football, Duke loses their first game in the NCAA tournament, when the Yankees are either eliminated from the playoffs in the regular season or in the playoffs. Cowboys as well, right? Those are kind of the teams that you probably put the Patriots in there. They've now become this new we hate the Patriots sort of team. Some of that they bring, some of these that they bring upon themselves. And I understand the Mike Krzyzewski has carries himself, and Duke purports itself to be better than everybody else. And they have more pundits on TV than anybody else. Like, it's crazy how many people who are on TV analyzing college basketball games are Dukies. Right? Seth Davis, you never picked up the ball ever in college. He's a Dukie. Jay Billis a Dukie. Jay Williams a Dukie. Jim Spanarkel a Dukie. You go to Mike Jaminski a Dukie. Like, it's insane how many Dukies are talking college basketball. They own the basketball sphere. But while they collectively may go soft on Krzyzewski, usually I do not. I like to be consistent. That's the thing you'll find about me. I have always been consistent. The reason I said that my head coach, who my dad worked for, who I revere as a second father to me, Eddie Sutton, had to not coach again at Oklahoma State after his DUI was because I had said the same thing about Bob Huggins like 3-4 months before, when after an off-campus recruiting visit, he got a DUI. Like, when representing your school, you cannot be drunk driving a vehicle. I like to be consistent, which is where I understand Mike Krzyzewski. Remember the palaver about Devin Brooks last year. They lose to Oregon in the tournament. He thought Devin Brooks was talking trash and over-celebrating. He said something to Devin Brooks when they were shaking hands. Devin Brooks talked about it, and then later Krzyzewski only apologized for talking about somebody else's player or talking to somebody else's player. And so by Mike Krzyzewski's, by his school of thought, what I do with my player is my business. What you do with your player is your business. And so when people are questioning our discipline, his disciplining of Grayson Allen, that's why he gets defensive. He's actually consistent in this thing. And so am I, which is why I'll tell you, a game suspension, losing your captaincy, probably enough. And the former player in me tells me that the thing I hate the most is when you're in the doghouse and suddenly you got to work your way out of the doghouse on the job. Why? I screwed up. I got punished. That's that. There's not like parole. There's no 50-50. No, there's no halfway house in basketball. And I told you this, I think I told you guys the story of when my junior year, I led the country in assists. But I did so averaging fewer minutes than I had in any other season, only 26 and a half minutes a game. That's less than I played as a freshman at Notre Dame. So, I actually carry that as a badge of honor because assists is not total assists, average assists per game. And if you prorate it, my numbers were obscene that year. But when you cut somebody's minutes, you cut their chance at numbers. And when you cut their numbers, that's how we reward. That's how we differentiate for All-American teams, for player of the year. We do. I didn't say it's the right way to do it, but that's what we do. And what I hated most was not that, I got benched and was coming off the bench, and even though I would play well, was doing it was because I got a couple technical fouls and got kicked out of a game. Like, to me, I thought it was double, triple, quadruple jeopardy. I actually think Krzyzewski's being fair here. The issue with Krzyzewski is he didn't punish Grayson Allen the second time last year. You trip a guy the first time, you get caught, somebody pulls him aside like, hey, dude, we don't do that. The second time you do it, now something's got to come, the hammer's got to come down hard. The third time, it becomes public. He throws a fit on the sideline. You suspend him, take away his captaincy. I kind of think that's a substantial punishment. And to anyone who says, well, they lost to Virginia Tech, and because of it, Krzyzewski played him against Georgia Tech, have you seen Georgia Tech play this year? I understand that they just beat Carolina, but Grayson Allen could have not played or could have been forced to only play with his left hand, and they could have won last night against Georgia Tech. Right? I mean, they played Georgia Tech and Boston College, the two worst teams in the ACC, both at home. If it was about the competition, if it was about the level of competition, he would have sat Grayson Allen the last couple nights and then played him against Florida State and played him against Louisville. He suspended him, took away his captaincy, and it's done, and you move on. I actually think it's an even-handed and fair punishment. This is just our collective, and not me included in this, hatred for Duke, Notre Dame football, Cowboys, Patriots, Yankees, that makes us want our lust for more. You get a game for punching a guy. A game for tripping a guy seems almost too harsh. But, of course, you factor in the other two incidents last year, and now you understand where it comes from.